What's up, guys? It's your boy the Mayboom, and I am back for another video now. In Avatar: The Last Airbender Netflix, we seen all the elements. We seen every single one. And the four elements are water, earth, fire, and air. We seen them all in the show. We know what they're gonna look like. We've seen fight scenes with them, and I just want to give y'all my opinion on each one in the show. Was it good? Was it bad? Am I mixed on it? Should I give it more time? So let's get right into it, man. So to start it off, I want to talk about air. So, man, to start it off, one of the most controversial scenes in the Avatar: The Last Airbender Netflix show, Aang flying. Aang flying. I'm so... I don't even know if I'm mixed on it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Because I feel like that takes away a lot of the, I guess, tension in scenes. It's because, like, Aang can fly now. It's like Aang can fly in certain scenes. It's like, you know he can fly. Why is he not flying away? Like, the scene where, like, Zuko shoots him out of the sky when he's trying to get away from Zuko's ship on, like, the second episode. And it's like, Aang, why are you using a glider? You could just use your air flying ability. I didn't like that. And then you got the firebender. Well, we're gonna get to that later. But the airbenders flying, that's one thing. But honestly, besides that, though, I actually like Aang's airbending. It looked powerful. It was cool the whole time. It felt like when he did it, it was like, whoa, that's cool. That's really good. I liked the airbending in the show. It never looked weak. It always looked cool. I like the scene when him and the Blue Spirit are fighting the firebenders, and Aang's just using his airbending, going crazy. I love that scene. I thought it was cool. Aang and Zuko's fight was cool when they was fighting in the Omashu and stuff. All that was cool. I think Daniel Cormier, I think that's his name, he just did a really good job with the action, and the stunt doubles did a good job too with Aang's action. And he's the only airbender, so it's really cool seeing the airbending in the show. Thought it was cool. I can't remember no scenes from the 2010 movie, so that actually is a really good thing. The airbending was cool in this live action show. So let's continue on to the next thing. So the next thing is water bending. Ooh, this one is a little bit sad because I like water bending. Water bending is cool, and I feel like people forget all the abilities water bending you can do. You can heal. You can blood bend. You can, I forgot it's another one. You can blood bend. You can heal. You can use ice. You can, I forgot. Blood bending, healing, water, ice, something else. And you can use blood bending. You can use water in some way to take people's bending away. It's certain stuff. A lot of skills to water. It's a lot of skills to water. So in this show, I was expecting, okay, Waterman's about to look crazy. One thing a lot of people don't talk about, Aang didn't even learn water bending in this season. He did it as in the Avatar state, but as a normal Aang, we never seen him just master water bending. I thought that was really bad, especially for this being like kind of the season 1 for water bending. I know they changed the titles, but this is book 1 water. I just thought that was kind of whack that he didn't learn no water bending. So the water bending, the Paku and Katara fight was terrible. It didn't live up to the hype. It was terrible. Whenever somebody used water, it looked really weak. Like a splash of water, and it didn't sound interesting at all. Like it didn't sound like that at all. It was really bad. And yeah, I think water bending was probably the worst one. It disappointed. It did disappoint. I'm sorry, Katara, they did you dirty. They did Paku dirty. They did that whole fight dirty. And I can't remember any other time they used water bending in the show. It didn't really look cool. Like, I thought there was some hints of it looking cool. Like Katara's little flips of Katara versus Zuko looked kind of cool, but we didn't see that fight really. So that's how I feel about it. The water bending flopped in the show, but they can prove upon it. It's the first season. They can prove upon it and make it really cool. Another scene that gets me bad about the waterbending too was, so you telling me Katara just in like episode 1 or 2 when Aang was trying to teach her the waterbending, you're telling me that Katara, because Aang was trying to get off of Zuko's ship and Appa came to save him. You telling me when they shot a fireball, big old fireball at them, right? Katara was all the way in the sky, really high in the sky, where Appa was able to make a whole water wall to protect the team from Zuko's fire. It's like, you just said she didn't learn water bending. She's just learning. Now she knows how to lift a giant water wall to protect them from Zuko's fire. But I thought that scene was kind of dumb. It's like, you just said Katara is learning. She just only made a little water ball. Then she was able to make a whole water wall to protect him. And it was so low off the ground. And it was high up in the sky with Appa. That's mastery water bending. I don't care what nobody says. That's mastered water bending. But let's continue to the next thing. You got fire bending. Oh, man. This one is good. Fire bending lived up to the hype in the show. I think this is my favorite one because there's more firebenders than airbenders. Zuko, the actor, he killed it. I think it's Dallas Liu. He killed it with the firebending. His stunts were cool. The firebending looked cool. It was just really beautiful when they used the firebending stuff. It never looked cheap. It always looked good. And it always one thing I didn't like is that they was killing people. I feel like you can you don't have to show violence like that. I got a video coming out about that too, but I feel like they went a little too far having like the firebenders burning people. I thought that was kind of goofy, but the firebender was cool. It looked cool. Even the burning scene, it's like it is realistic. Fire does burn people. In Avatar, the cartoon never really showed it burning anybody. So yeah, firebending was perfect, man. Especially with Zuko. I thought the lightning Azula did was pretty cool. Ozai's firebending was aggressive and so scary and stuff. Iroh's firebending, for the few seconds we saw, was kind of whack. I'm not gonna lie. Zhao's firebending, from what we saw, was cool too. I liked all the firebending. Firebending was cool. Fire Nation just got a whole lot of justice in the show. I thought they did the best with the Fire Nation characters, except for Azula, but they did a really good job with all the firebending characters. I liked all of them. I liked the fire. I liked all of it. But let's continue to the last element. You got Earth. Earth is, oh man, yeah, I'm mixed on this one. Earth bending. Boomy flopped. I hated Boomy in this show. It just did not work. And the fight between him and Aang, Boomy's just so distracting. I think the makeup and stuff just looks kind of silly. His acting is kind of silly. And then how mean he is to Aang and stuff is kind of silly and crazy. It's like, man, I don't know, man. The best earthbending scene is the opening scene of the show where that guy's running down the street and stuff in the Fire Nation, running away from the firebenders. That's probably the best earthbending scene. I've seen a lot of people say it's probably just because it's dark. It looks really good, but all the other earthbending scenes are kind of disappointing. You got the scene where Iroh and Zuko fight those earthbenders. I guess that was kind of cool, but it looked kind of cheap also. I'll say that. It looked sort of cheap. And, yeah, earthbending, they'll get more of a shot in season 2. That's the earthbending season, so we're going to see a lot more earthbenders in season 2. You gotta get Toph right. Get Toph right in season 2. She can carry the earthbending. It's okay. You get it past this first season. I feel like everything gets a pass. All the actors, all the elements, all the CGI. It all gets somewhat of a pass because they tried and it ain't going to be perfect. We're going to give them another season to figure out all of this stuff. So season 2 is the real test. Like, whoa. Okay, we get to see what's really going on. But the earthbending could have been better. I think for the scenes we got, it wasn't terrible like the live action 2010 version. But it needs to be improved upon. I think it's going to be better next time, man. But to finish off the video, though, let's rank them. Which one is the worst to best? So the worst, in my opinion, is waterbending because it showed no aggressiveness. I didn't feel anything watching those waterbenders fight. It felt like nobody was like aggressive with the water. It felt like it was just splashing on characters. I was like, that's not waterbending. Waterbending is tough, and when you get hit by water, it pushes you back crazy. And in this, it just did not do the right thing. Next is earthbending. It just looked bad in the daylight. The CGI looked really bad. And I know that's a hard element to like draw out, because even in video games, over time, the earth and the rock to me in video games is what gets outdated really quickest. It looks really bad over time. Like, ew, the rocks in the background look horrible. But they're going to figure it out. Next is airbending. And this one's kind of sad because Aang's the only airbender. So you're not going to see really that many cool airbenders and stuff. I love the scene with The airbenders in the beginning was kind of cool. It was kind of cool. I thought that was cool. And Aang's airbending was cool. But we didn't get enough airbending scenes. And then you got firebenders. I thought everything looked cool. The effects looked cool. The fire actually came hot out of their hands this time instead of the 2010 version where they have to have a source of fire. And yes, man, they was throwing hands. But tell me how y'all feel about this. Do you like this or do you disagree? And I'll see you on the next video. Anime Boom out. Peace.